Live, 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 live. We going live. We back, we back. Sorry we haven't been here in a few days. Apologize. Had some technical difficulties. Looking to sort them out. Made this one go through. The last few didn't record everything, so we're gonna go right back where we left off with the 3 points. With the 4 points. Kind of insurgency breakdown. We on number three. This is all black everything. Appreciate you for checking us out. I do not own the rights to this music. Peace to the Queen, Sade. We getting it in. You know how we do in the background, baby. But here we go. Tavistock Institute, get you some. Sharing this information in spurts. And we continue. It says local community control, number three. The objective of local community control as a fascist counterinsurgency tactic is to fragment the subject population into relatively hermetic political groupings, narrowing the scale of the groups by separations according to race, sex, language, background, regional background, national origin, recreational interests, age groups, and neighborhood. Quote, setting such groups into competition against each other under the conditions of general austerity is an effective Lewinite technique for inducing self brainwashing among these groups and progressive psychological deterioration toward polymorphous, perverse pseudo families and outright clinical psychosis. End quote. So they got you to fight and bicker and do all this other stuff with your neighbors and people that you're around all the time. You don't even realize. They're playing that psychological game when you gotta recognize the first degree of brainwashing is accomplished by setting local community autonomy into principal opposition to big business, technology, and progressive programs, and to improve the lives of people within the community. Quote, programs with emphasis on technological advancement are denounced as efforts of outsider elitist groups to interfere with in the autonomous affairs of the local group. At that point, the community group has become functionally semi-psychotic and clinically paranoid as a group, to the extent that the member restricts their social identity to within such a group. The effort to adjust to the group ideals induce corresponding pathological states in the member. By setting such groups into competition and by splitting the group internally through sex, race, income, etc., the paranoia is intensified and the movement toward semi-psychotic and is increased as smaller and smaller subgroups within the community find themselves in cutthroat hostility toward one another. Number four, the application of task-oriented small group brainwashing techniques to leaderless groups. These groups operate on the basis of environment. That's a quote. These groups operate on the basis of an environment of reduction in real income levels and working conditions. Under the conditions of austerity, the brainwashing consists in getting the workers, quote, to make up for their part of the lost standard income rates by ingeniously speeding themselves up, end quote, by recycling the employed and the unemployed and large-scale relocation programs and introduction of group work incentives. Yeah, that's what they say, group work incentives and performance reward competition among competing groups transforms a small production team into a potentially self-brainwashing group. Quote, under these conditions, semi-psychosis and psychosis cause the group to voluntarily attain degrees of intensification of labor, which cannot be forced from sane labor. The member of such self-brainwashing leaderless group work teams emulate the racehorse syndrome, driving hysterically toward literally suicidal work pace. Tavistock Institute and the University of Pennsylvania are two of the best. Get it right. Appreciate you, Tavistock Institute. All black everything. Information experts. Subscribe, like it, share it. Appreciate you.